Ladies and gentlemen, she is taking talk shows to another level. She will inform, inspire, educate, and entertain you. And she is funny. It's Ayesha on the A Show.
I am your girl Ayesha. And again, I'm here to invade your space. We're going to inform you, we're going to inspire you, entertain you, and of course, educate you. Recording live here at the beautiful Abadi Beach Hotel. It's a beautiful environment, beautiful ambience, and it gives you the relaxation that you're looking for. The restaurant is awesome, amazing stuff everywhere you find yourself. What are you waiting for? Come here for all your events and your relaxation. Today we are discussing, it's out there. Everybody's talking about it. We cannot be left out. Sexual favors in our institutions, especially in our tertiary institutions. It's getting alarming by the day. Some lecturers have been there for years, frustrating the lives of students. And for years, they have not been found out. Yes, it's true. Some students also harass lecturers. But today, our concentration is going to be on lecturers harassing students for sexual favors. I am excited and I can't wait to start talking. We'll be right back.
It's Ayesha on the A Show.
Aquaba is the feeling of joy when you know you are home, where you sleep in luxury and comfort, and wake up to the breeze of the Atlantic Ocean. Aquaba to Labadi Beach Hotel, where the food is fresh and the smiles are genuine. Now you know you are home. Ghana's finest 5-star hotel, Labadi Beach Hotel. The legacy lives on.
It's Ayesha on the A Show.
Welcome back. If you just tuned in, yes, you are watching the A Show. My name is Zainab Ayesha Passa. I have two guests here with me today. I'm sure that lately you've heard on radio, on TV, it's been all over the place, social media, lectures. I don't know if it's favors, but well, that's how probably we term it. Virtually getting students, especially the females. We always are biased sometimes towards the ladies, but I think that this situation is both ways. We'll probably seek more clarity when I introduce my guest and we start talking, because I think that some men or boys also go through this with their female lecturers, because we do have lecturers who are females and lecturers who are males. So it's quite prevalent. It's been there, you know, but I think that it's being on the quiet that lecturers will seek certain favors from students before they grade them or pass them. It is not right, but it's been going on. But at least we found our voice. We're talking about it. And so we on the A Show want to also add our voice to this situation. Talk about it, because the more we talk about it, the more we find solutions for it. And those that are really doing it would actually see why, or the need why they should stop it, because honestly, it's not right. My guest today, one, is actually the Assistant Registrar ICT Services Directorate at the Central University. And he's the person of Mr. James Anani Amezi. You're welcome again on the A Show.
Thank you.
My next guest is a beautiful lady. I love her name. She is Nyamesem Nana Adobia Shum. Me ba school na atimi chodi wo book with. Natural. And she is also valuation and estate surveyor. I'm talking to this beautiful gentleman and lady today. We are discussing that delicate situation now. Abana ase, mumpesa mobekano, yebeka. Are students being exploited in the universities?
We will need to talk about it.
Thank you very
much. We will
At
need to
least you agree
discuss
with me.
it. Yes, I agree with you. But this is not the kind of question that you ask and you expect a yes or a no answer.
Okay.
Because the issue of sexual harassment, sex for favors, etc., is multifaceted.
That's right.
Yeah, it comes in the different forms. So you cannot just ask, yeah, is it true it's happening in the universities, or is it not true, for somebody to give you, yes, it's happening, no, it's not happening, no. If you do it like that, you will not do justice to the discussion. But you will need to ask, what is it? What form does it take? Who harasses who? And what are some of the effects? And how does it happen? Etc. Then you'll be able to get a full picture.
Definitely will get to that.
Yeah, you'll be able to get a full picture.
It's a general question, because
yes.
Are we, you are in a university,
yes.
where you interact with the students,
yes.
and you work with them
yes.
and all that. So you know that it is happening. So if you even go there with me, Mr. Anand, you and I we're not even going to talk, because you and I will just have a debate right here, because you have been in the school, you've been a student before, and now you sit where you sit as a supervisor or a head of an institution.
Yeah.
So you understand the dynamics of what we're talking about. I also have a lady here who has not just been a student, but has actually been a victim of this situation. So then if you say that, should we ask and say yes or no, she will probably say yes, because she has had that experience before. So she's not going to say something that she's heard, but she's actually here to share with us what she's also experienced.
I agree with you. I would say yes, in the context that
now
wherever you put any group of men, males or females together, it happens.
Thank you.
Sexual exchanges happen in the church, in our homes,
offices,
in the mosque, in the offices.
Yes.
So if it's happening in the schools, who am I to say it doesn't happen?
Wherever
you meet
now
any
we're having the
males
discussion.
and females, it does happen. It happens.
You were trying
Sexual
to be too political with this question.
happen.
You're trying to be too
I'm
political.
not being political, but I just want us to know that we really need to do justice to this discussion.
In fact, we will.
Yes, so that both sides of the divide, both the victims and the perpetrators benefit. And if we cannot even eliminate it, at least we reduce the incident.
Exactly. And that is why we're talking about it.
Thank you.
So we do agree that it's happening.
Yes.
Who are the culprits?
Both sides of the divide. Students harass lecturers and staff.
That's right.
Sexually. And it's possible staff and lecturers also harass students sexually. Yes.
Sexually.
So it's a two-way traffic.
Exactly. And I agree with you there as well, that it's a two-way thing, because we've all been into schools and we know that we had mates that did not want to learn but wanted to pass.
Thank you.
So they would go any mile to make sure that happens. So we don't have to pretend that these things don't happen. And so that's why I'm saying that let's be real about this discussion. It's going on, and we understand that students equally, are victims and also perpetrators. And vice versa, the lecturers and even those that manage them. So, milady.
Yes, my dear.
Nyamesem.
Yes.
And now beka nyamesem kwa ofia.
And your
Asem bia beka bia. I was nyamesem na no kwa. So, you are here, you joined us because yes, you've been through this scenario where, tell us your story.
Okay, so I happen to be in one of Ghana's prestigious universities.
What kind of man who baby crowns would you trust?
And as young as I was, so naive, you don't know where you are from, whatever you do. You're trying to do your best, you're trying to come out with very good grades at the end of the day so that your parents will be proud of you when you come back home. And I happened to meet a lecturer who We actually met on a neutral ground
Okay.
at a party.
You knew that he was a lecturer in your
I
school?
knew that because he
Okay.
had actually come to my class.
Okay.
So I saw him and I knew, oh, that's my lecturer.
Okay.
But it's an outside world. We cannot question what your lecturer is doing at that time. So he saw me and said, oh, he liked the way I am. I said, okay. So in fact, we just had a brief conversation and we left. Fast forward, this man calls me one time. I don't know how he got the number.
This lecturer, you mean?
Yes,
Thank you.
sorry. This lecturer called one time saying, oh, he really likes me. He's observed me from class and all that. He likes the way I am. So can we go out? It was a Friday.
Mr. Mezi is tickled.
Unfortunately,
He's tickled.
I went to unbraid my hair, but by then I think we're having this ECG problems,
Okay.
so there was no light. So I said, oh, it's so unfortunate it's that, so I can't go out. And moreover, it sounded so funny because, and weird for your lecturer to call you and ask you out. And I'm so young, you don't know what is happening.
You were young, but you said naive then, but you if it was weird, why was it weird?
It was weird because this is a lecturer I hardly even talk to, someone you hardly, and you look up to him when you come to the class, someone who is actually imparting knowledge and would want to be all nice, lovely, dovey on phone. And you think twice, what is this man driving at?
He's
But you were
human.
naive, so how did you know that? How did you know the
He's
intent?
human.
It's a human, just as you would meet friends out there or men or boys who would want to hit at you one time or the other. That was how come. So I would know
Okay.
this is what
Okay.
he's trying
So
to.
you got it.
I got it.
Okay.
And I gave him an excuse. He said, okay, you know what? I have someone who would come and do your hair for you in
Hey.
your hairstyle.
Lecturer heavy.
So fast forward 30 minutes time, a lady calls. I'm supposed to be doing your hair. I'm coming over. I said, I don't have a light. He says, no, don't worry. I can take you to wherever and we would have it done. And I said, no, I don't want to have it done. It's weekend. I just want
Was
to
it an
relax.
excuse not to just go out with him?
Yes, it was just an
Right,
excuse.
so he was trying to find.
find a nice
So he
way.
wanted to solve your problem for you because that
Uh-huh.
was what was giving you the
Uh-huh.
excuse. So did you get the hair done?
No,
Did you go out with your lecturer?
no.
Okay. Why did you not go out with the lecturer?
I saw it, just as I was saying, so weird for someone you look up to. And how it became weird was the way he was talking on the phone.
With you?
Yes, you're my dearest.
Hey.
You know, anytime I see you in class, I can't just take off my eyes off you. And it sounded, this is someone you
Yeah,
hardly.
the apple of my eye. Wow. Lecturer were heavy.
So I don't see why a lecturer I haven't even gone to just to even ask him for or even answer the question in his class to
have that
make
particular
those
interest in you.
And he wasn't perturbed about whatever I say. And what I did was I actually had to switch off my phone just to cut the story short. Then I meet him in class on Monday, and he says, okay, get out of my class. You are disturbing my class.
Oh,
Yes,
just randomly.
yes. Just because he got to the class and someone called me. So I'm trying to pick up something from, he said, I have disturbed the whole class, so get out of the class.
So he sacked you from class.
He sacked me from
Did
the
you go
class.
back to his class?
I did. So anytime I have to go to the class, it means I have to be very early, comport myself. Even if you're calling me, I just have to pretend I'm not listening. But one way or the other, he finds a way and says, okay, you know, go and do something for me in my office, and that's it. He will send a text message, don't come to the class, or else I will disgrace you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he sends you to his office and then sends a text, or sends you out and asks you
Not to come back
not to come back
again.
because he's going to
Disgrace me. So I don't do it again. I don't come to the class. Then fast forward, we write an exam and thinking everybody is going to get a good or better grade, even if not, it should be better. I go there and I don't find myself even part of the exam being written. I wrote the exam. I was in the exam room. But unfortunately or fortunately for him,
your name did not appear.
Did not appear as someone who wrote the exam.
Wow.
It means I need to resit for that exam.
And he's the same person that is going to teach you.
Yes.
Wow. What the apostle? How now some yai there? Miss Anani.
Ma'am.
This story, I'm sure you've heard the story before, in a different way. You probably have heard some story like this before, and you are with the students, you know, and I don't know, but have you had a situation where a student has come to complain to you about another lecturer taking them through a situation like this?
Yes, yes.
You have?
You know, for me, I would say it's difficult for me to say whether the lecturer was harassing the student or not, because some of these things you need to probe further. Like she's saying, I heard her story and I see her as a hero, a strong person. It's not easy to face your lecturer in such a setting. It's not easy.
At all.
Right. So you have a lecturer. Some lecturers go out of their way to help students.
That's right.
Some lecturers will be like, oh, Akos, I went through your script and I realized you didn't do well. Can you meet me in my office, or around this time and this date I'll be free. Can you come? Let me take you through this kind of thing. You will go to the lecturer will make time for you, help you, teach you, go through it, and be like, oh, I'm hungry. Can you do me a favor? Take this money, go buy this, buy maybe a Coke for me and a pie, and buy something for yourself.
Okay.
So you go, you buy those things, you come back, we all sit down and eat. I ask, does that also qualify as harassment?
Okay.
But what happens is that in that instant, perhaps the lecturer is just trying to help you out. Then it so happens attachment comes in, and it can come from either the lecturer or from the student.
Okay.
But perhaps it started out as a genuine way to help students, because lecturers have the opportunity. If he sees you a student, whether male or female, you are lagging behind, and he can make time for you.
He will.
To help you out. But her story is different.
Yeah.
It didn't come
out like that.
But I've had students come to me and say, oh, this lecturer asked me to meet him in his office at this time. What do you think he's up to? And I'm like, what do you also think?
That's right.
And they are like, I think he likes me. He likes you in what way? You know what? If the lecturer asks you to go, go, but don't go alone. Go with a friend and see how the lecturer will react. So later, these students will come back to me and I say, oh, we went and he taught us. We went and he showed us how to answer certain past questions. And I said, so? And
so you thought wrongly?
Yes, you thought wrongly. So it is not always the case that lecturers will want to interact with you outside school hours. That makes it sexual harassment. I'm not here defending lecturers anyway, but this is what has come to me. I've been in the university system for more than 20 years. I've worked in the university system.
Oh, then Mr. Messi, you have a lot of experience.
Yes, for more than 20 years.
You have a lot of experience and you need to share it with us today.
A lot.
So,
yes.
My question again is, we're not talking about the ones that are being very platonic.
Yes.
We are talking about the ones that have gone beyond being platonic and have go out of their way to want to have sexual, interactions with the students, and, they want intimacy with their students to the point where they fail them. Do you understand?
No, I've not.
To the point where they fail them. That is what is out there that we are adding our voice to. That I was going to use some word, but I won't.
Don't worry.
We must stop it.
Yes.
I even though I'm the host, but I will tell you that I can relate to her story, but in a different
Seriously.
way. You know, because even mine started in secondary school and not in the university. It was way in the secondary school where, yes, I don't know, you go and write now it's WASI. Ours was
Then it
NOS.
was GCE,
GC
O level,
and
A
all
level,
that. Do you
etc.,
understand?
yeah.
So it's a difference. So at least you know that it's not the teacher who is going to determine your fate.
Yeah.
You and I know that it's the reverse when you come to the university. So your lecturer is very important in your life because he determines your future to a larger extent. You know, whether you are going to get a very good pass or not. So I think that they use that, those that are corporates of it, they use that to the advantage, you know, and they are abusing the privilege that they hold because they feel that nobody really comes to tell you that, oh, why did you do this or why did you, because oftentimes we don't say it.
Yeah. You know, it will be very difficult for me to sit here and say that at least for where I work, I have seen or heard something officially. But from the grapevine, we hear things.
Exactly.
But how do you prove it? I cannot sit on national TV and say that, oh, I heard this and this and this. How do I prove it? I can't. But talking from my personal experience, like this lady is also talking from her personal experience. Ache, that's around 2001, thereabout. In class, there is this lady. She wasn't in my class. She was not my student. She was in a different class. But anytime I teach, I don't know how she gets the closing time. She'll come, stand by the door, waiting for me to pick my bag. We were friends, and to me, I thought nothing about it. But this thing happened for some time. That's about 2000, 2001. Anytime she will come, pick the bag, we will leave. And we will chat, and then I didn't have a car. I would just walk to the roadside, pick my trotro, and go home. Sometimes she walk me to the gate,
The trotro points.
etc.
Hey.
So
Good
one day, she came as usual to pick the bag. And I was like, why would she do this? So I stretched my hand, trying to hold her at the waist. Then she stepped back and said, oh, sir.
Hey.
In fact, I almost died. She just stepped back.
And why did you almost die?
I felt
Because
bad.
of the weight? Yeah.
She stepped back and said, oh, sir. And in fact, I didn't know
what to say
what to say or
again.
how to react.
Oh.
I felt so bad, and I said, oh, why? She said, she didn't talk. She stepped back. And I didn't continue. I didn't say anything. But I just packed my things. She took the bag. We went, and she...
Your gesture was harmless, though. Was it?
Yes. But no, I was wondering, why would she always come, pick the bag, etc. We were friends. She was not even in my class.
Okay.
She was in a different class. And after that, she still came.
Okay.
But I could not bring myself to even hold
Her, like,
her hands.
hands again.
So I asked, supposing this lady reported me for this, is this sexual harassment? Do you get the point I'm making?
I get it.
So some of these things may be harmless.
Yeah.
And up to today,
But you can read into
up
it.
to today, we are still friends, but she has never talked about it. I've also never raised it, but we are still friends up to today.
Then it means that, I mean, she wasn't offended by it
Fine.
or anything. Probably she just said, oh, sir, because she also probably did not expect that you would try to hold her the way you did. So I think the oh, sir was enough to give the both of you a wake-up call. I'm thinking, and the two of you were smart enough to realize, because obviously there wasn't any attraction. Probably if there was, then maybe your stories, the two of you, your stories would have been different. Oh, I'm enjoying the show, man.
So that's why I said, wherever you put any number of men and women together, even in the churches, in our homes,
It's happening.
These things
It's
do
happening,
happen. But
and
we need to interrogate and see where it crosses the line into the criminal or into the harmful or unwarranted.
Viewers, it's getting very interesting, and I'm enjoying myself here. I don't know about you, but I trust that as you watch us and you're listening to our stories, I am sure you have your own story to tell. The only difference is that you don't get to share it with us, right now, but please send it to us via email, send it to us via WhatsApp, send it to us by, on our pages, and trust me, we're going to address them as we go along, because this is a topic that we're going to be discussing for a while, because once we stop talking about it, those doing it will get up and still do it. So we need to still lash them with our discussion so that they will see the need to stop it. And it's not right. We are recording at the beautiful Labadi Beach Hotel. I keep telling you, if you are looking for a place for relaxation, good food for the family and for friends, you want a place to throw your beautiful parties, the memories are very important. Don't worry about where you're going to have all of them done, because the Labadi Beach Hotel gives you everything and more, from good ambience, good food, good setup, everything, just name it. Bring it right here and they will relieve you of all your stress. We'll go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
It's Ayesha on the A Show.
Aquaba is the feeling of joy when you know you are home, where you sleep in luxury and comfort, and wake up to the breeze of the Atlantic Ocean. Aquaba to Labadi Beach Hotel, where the food is fresh and the smiles are genuine. Now you know you are home. Ghana's finest 5-star hotel, Labadi Beach Hotel. The legacy lives on.
It's Ayesha on the A Show.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you are watching the A Show. I am your girl Ayesha, and I'm here with Mr. Amezi and Erabanizin Oyamada too much. Nyamesem. Nyamesem Papa bi. Nana Adobia Shum. That's her name. In school, years ago, she was harassed by a lecturer. We're not telling you what school it was or it is, because the school still exists. We are not telling you, but she's sharing her story. I pray and hope that this lecturer will be watching this show and he would know what he did to this young woman. And if you are still at it, Mr. Lecturer, please stop. Nyamesem,
Yes, dear.
before we went on the break, you were telling us your story. Mr. Amezi has said a lot. So now we're going to give you the platform to also talk to us. You failed. In fact, you are not even, it's not as if you even failed. You didn't even see your name as part of the students that wrote the exams. What happened?
So I decided to resit
Okay. With the same lecturer?
with the same lecture.
You didn't have a choice, did you?
I didn't have a choice.
Thank you.
So I did. Then second semester, I failed again with
Whoa.
the same thing. My name is not there, so it became alarming.
Wow.
That was when I realized I need to do something about it, because it had actually, it's a 5 credit hour paper.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
it's a major course I'm
It
doing.
is. It is, my
So
dear.
it's taking away like everything you have toiled for, not once but twice. So I decided to confine in another lecturer. He has actually taken me as a daughter. So anytime he sees me, he just taps me. He says he loves my name. So anytime he comes, he taps me.
Just like me.
Are you okay? I said, I'm good. So I told him that this is what is happening. And he said, the first time, did I read it? I said, I did. And the second time, I said, yeah. Then he said, are you sure there's something more to, and that you are not telling me? Has he actually proposed to you? And I kept quiet.
Ebu Boba.
And he said, okay, so he knows now where it is all coming from. But he would want to advise me I shouldn't pursue it. Why? Because the same person is on the board where I would have to present my case. So to him, we should find a better way to solve it either than reporting, going, because he has, in fact, there's a group of people or a group of lecturers and they are all connected one way or the other. So should I just ask or make something against one? It means all others are going back at me. So I decided to respect that opinion because I felt he has been in the school and he knew them more than I do. So he said, okay, we will do something about it, but it means we would have to do it on a quiet note, not making anybody aware of what is happening. I decided, okay, let me take heed to his advice since he knows better. Then he actually went to do some investigation and realized that the lecturer actually picked my paper and hid it. But maybe God was on my side. The lecturer decided to go on a study leave. So we were able to meet the teaching assistant. And immediately I entered and the lecturer spoke to me. He said, oh, is that you? Oh, okay, so you are the lady anytime. It's about marking. The lecturer comes to pick your, and then.
Okay.
And he said, oh, I can show you where it is. So he pulls out the drawer.
Oh my goodness.
And brings out my paper. And what made it alarming was after I reset, the first reset, I passed with an A.
Oh my God.
So it was like, how would someone who is resitting pass with
an A? Yeah.
It means there's something more to it. So the second paper, he said, no, I have it. So let me try and do it. But before I can do anything, I need to pat away something for the TA.
Some no could feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that it will be as I rewrote, but he would actually use the original second paper and then mark my script. So he did it for me.
I am telling you.
And I passed. Fast forward, it's time for graduation. I missed this man and he asked, how did you pass?
How long was he away?
He was away for about 2 years.
Now, men ne do what she was again.
He
was away for 2 years. So virtually it was a teaching assistant who was taking
you through the rest.
The rest.
Oh my God. That was your savior.
Yes. And he said, I am very lucky. He said it blankly. How did you pass? And I said, how did I pass? But I failed. And he was bold to tell me, I failed you.
Oh my God.
And I said, so you did it on purpose? He said, yes. I like you, but you don't like me. I'm doing everything for you. I'm trying to impress you with everything.
And
but
what
you just
was everything? Bringing the hairdresser to your
sending
room
the messages, the good night messages and the good morning messages.
Are you enjoying it?
And I don't reply to any.
Why are you not enjoying it? Now, Miss Sam, say the truth. You were enjoying it. You were scared.
I was scared. But he was able to tell me there are some people who are enjoying from that. And so he doesn't see why I am so scared about this whole thing. So now I have graduated and it's really affected me.
I was going to ask you that. How were you able to cope? Because I mean,
2 years
it is not going to be easy. You
were
know,
very down moments for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't talk to anyone about it.
You definitely wouldn't be able to.
I didn't know what they probably would think of me. They might actually say it might be you trying to get on the teacher or the lecturer. But
so you felt victimized?
Oh yes, I did.
You felt victimized.
I did. Anytime he comes to class, I am scared to even take up anything because you don't know when he's going to say get out of the class. And my colleagues, my classmates, my course mates, they knew, they were asking me,
what do I know? Yeah.
And I'm
And
like,
you dared not say.
and I'm like, oh, nothing.
Hey, torture.
But my roommate knew about it, so
Did your parents know about it?
no. I didn't know how I was going to voice out and say, this is what is happening. But my roommate is that hard girl, and then could sometimes the lecturer comes and says, hey, Omba. And then I'm scared. Like, I'm trying to pat, hey, stop it. Says, but I'm scared. And she actually had a bit of it because she had to fail one of it. Along the line,
same lecture?
woman, the lecturer just said, I need to. But she fought and had her script of.
How did she fight it?
I don't know how she did it.
Mm.
But before I could realize, she had hers out that it's been marked. But I was scared. I was so scared. But she also made some comments. Oh, can I swear?
So then you know how she got hers.
You know, but I just didn't want to believe
it's very
the fact
obvious
that
how she got hers done.
I just didn't
because
want
if you
to
didn't even
believe.
had share it, obviously it wasn't something she was proud of to share it. But at least she got her way.
She got her way.
Do you understand?
And
So-
I said, she was like, I said, no, I don't see why I would write something I know I had.
So you
studied.
understand? With this, oftentimes the pressure becomes so much that this young man or we fall for these kind of pressures.
Oh yes, sometimes it gets to a point where you think, okay, let me give in.
Did you get there?
I got to a point
you got
where
to that point?
I wanted to give in.
I want that honesty because you were pushed to a point.
I was so
twice
pushed.
you were failed.
I was
And
so pushed to the point I
you were
said,
like, okay,
okay,
should I give in?
maybe just for some reasons, let me just give in. But then the other lecturer comes in and he's like, no, don't do it.
There's other ways we can go about it.
He comes and then sometimes he sees I'm just off. And sometimes I did a bit of construction too, so sometimes you have to stand at the studio for like 6 hours. And I go and he's like,
This I was not sharing.
and you could see it was just draining me day in, day out. And he sees me, he's like,
You were lucky.
You were lucky.
You were lucky. Mr. Meze and I, we all think that you were lucky.
If I may, I
Please
want
come
to.
in.
Her story is very touchy.
Yeah, it is.
Very, very touchy. And I want to commend her. That she's my hero. She's been able to withstand it.
That's
But
right.
there were a few things I picked from her story, which
Please.
I want to share
Please.
with us. One, why couldn't she tell her parents?
Her parents. Yeah.
For me, I will appeal to all parents out there
Thank you very much.
that before your child even leaves home from JSS to SHS, befriend your child.
That's right.
Make it possible
That's
for your
right.
child to be able to come to you, to talk to you, to tell you anything
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Make it possible for your child not to be inhibited in discussing these things
Because
with you.
they will
It's
meet
very
the
important.
obstacles.
The second point I also want to make is what I will call a support mechanism. It come in two forms. What I call the proactive support mechanism and the reactive support mechanism. The proactive support mechanism is whereby you teach students and lecturers, especially the lecturers and the staff, what sexual harassment is and why they should not indulge themselves in it and the sanctions attached to it. So you know it already. You do it, we give you this kind of reward or punishment.
That's right.
That is the proactive part. Then the reactive part is that you do, justice must be done and justice must be seen to have been done. So there must be this support mechanism whereby a student finds himself or herself in such a situation, then it triggers this support mechanism which comes to her aid. You understand? And which also helps her psychologically to come out of it, whilst at the same time the proper reward systems are meted out to whoever deserves it.
That's right.
Then another point I picked from her statement also is that these things do happen, yes, but it may not be pervasive. Remember, in her speech, she said The one who took her as a father said, mentioned certain names, and I said, I know this group of people. You may have about 500 lecturers on campus, and out of this, only 4, 5 do certain things.
That's right.
It is not pervasive. That is the majority of the lecturers are
That are
ethical,
doing that,
morally
exactly.
upright, supportive of
Yeah,
students.
yeah.
But just because 2, 3 lecturers do these things and it gets reported, then we brand the whole cohort of lecturers as being this or
That's
being
what happens,
that.
isn't
It is not fair.
It is not. I agree with
I
you.
am not saying it doesn't happen,
It does.
but I am saying it may not be pervasive.
Sure.
You get the point.
I agree with
but
you.
if we as parents, we befriend our children before they leave home for school and they're able to tell us everything, if school authorities put in place support mechanism, proactive and reactive support mechanism, I believe these things will be curtailed, if not totally
Managed
eliminated. But at least where students will go to school knowing very well that whatever happened, I can just call home, mommy, this, what do I do? Your mom may pray for you, pray with you, counsel you, support you, and tell you. If it is persisting and still the lecturer is still misbehaving, trigger the school's support mechanism. So the parents, together with the school support mechanism, the students will be able to get remedy for some of these
things.
Yeah.
Nyamesem.
Yeah.
What's it? But we're grateful that you got this lecturer who was very supportive and was able to guide you, because a lot of young women are not privy to having that father figure on campus who would say, oh, don't do this, or even help them. So you were really lucky, because, and some will go their whole life not even mentioning it to anybody. You even had somebody to hear you out and, as it were, even support you, you know, on the way, because I know and I can imagine that it will be very, very, very stressful, you know, trying to acquire knowledge and having to deal with a lecturer that will not let you have that peace of mind to do it. I'm sure anytime it was time for his lectures, oh, you were like, oh my goodness,
And in fact, I
there
have
we
it
go
every
again.
day.
Yay!
Every day.
Every day you're supposed to encounter
Every
him.
day.
Oh!
Every day he's going to come to the class. Every
Yeah, and
day
a lecturer
you
idea.
meet him.
Just that he's in your face.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
you are a strong woman.
Yeah,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
You teach him out.
you're in his
Every
face.
day.
It's not like you encounter him like once in a week.
No.
For you to say, oh, okay.
And you see
the
the
rest
if,
of
it's,
the
if
day,
it's only Monday, I will deal with
you will
it.
just know. You are going to see him every day. So every day you are going to class. And funny enough, it was the first thing in the morning. So it's
It
like
will spoil your whole
when
day.
he comes, your whole day is actually spoiled. But you still have to move on.
You sail through.
Oh yes.
Sail through nicely.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've heard stories about other young women
Oh a lot.
who have gone through this
A
situation.
lot.
Do you tell them your story?
I do.
Do you advise them?
I do. I do. Just recently, before the Sex for Grades video came, a cousin of mine nearly became a victim.
Thank God she wasn't.
She didn't also pass. She didn't also pass. There were two friends. One actually gave in but didn't pass. She didn't give in and also didn't pass.
I need any.
So I told her.
Need any. But I couldn't do a boka.
So I told
Times.
with her. I told her before anything, like when she was doing her masters. So I told her that when she gets there, because she's also working and then schooling, sometimes those favors would come in. So she should be careful, because they might think you'll be working and all that. So you would have to part away with either your body or your money. So she was like, okay. So she started having it, and she said, oh, you know what you said is the truth. And
she went
funny
through,
enough, it's
she
the
went
same
through 4
person.
years or whatever years
It's the
and
same
never.
It's the same person.
You had encounter.
Are you serious? So the person is still at it.
The person is still at it.
Wow.
This person needs to be stopped.
So,
Nyamesem, yewi amehu wo kona ho.
You see her backstage.
Mehu no backstage. Ahaya kwa ho. Because it's and we laugh about it today because my friend says to me you see asembia yabia esri. Do you understand? That is why we're laughing about it today, but it wasn't funny then. Do you understand?
Yeah,
but we are laughing about it today because we've been able to overcome it. Do you understand?
The
That's why
hurt is gone, the
yes,
pain
and that is why
gone.
we're laughing about it. But I know that a young woman out there is watching us right now, and you are in this same situation, if not worse. If you haven't given in already, I am imploring you, please do not give in. Because at the end of the day, if you are able to withstand the temptation, you are able to withstand the troubles, you would overcome it. And you will be the winner and not the other person. So please don't give in. Because you had a reason and a purpose for going to that school. And no lecturer must determine your life journey. They are supposed to guide you and be a part of your support system to be able to come through your course and everything. So if a lecturer is abusing that opportunity that you've been blessed with, if you are doing it and you are watching me, look at my face. I'm telling you, stop it. It is wrong. It is bad. And we sit here and we condone it because it is not right. If the tables turn and is done to your child and you would not like it, stop what you're doing. If nobody sees you, the man up there is watching you. Yeah. I think that I have spoken for all of us.
Yeah.
And for me, now that, when you were in school, you hear it maybe happening to some friends of yours. We even laughed about it. Yeah. But now, some of us, we are parents. Because obi ba class and no wefa the fault and ya obetu eni so bi esosa eno so ejese o de ma men keke bi njiro mo I almost hwe me omu tie pa nyamesem.
Yes, yeah.
I am happy that you were able to come on this show and share your story with us because the experience is in the fact that you've experienced it. Yes. What did I say? Yes. So obi kan sem na watia. It's not the same as what feeling. There are two different things. Yeah. So it is beautiful when we get real life situations and we share it because that is when you know that if you are sitting at home watching and you're going through it, you know that somebody overcame it, so you can also overcome it. So don't give up, basically. And so we're not imagining what we're talking about. These are things that we go through all the days, all the time, by virtue of what we're doing. And so we are impacting on people. And then
so all that I want to say is it's not easy, but you can make it easy for yourself. By striving it, just go through it, no matter what. Don't give in. Never give in to any lecturer who would want to take your dignity for a mark. How so blessing would it be that you have actually seen whatever you wanted to do? So as I tell everyone, don't give in. The sky is always your limit. You can make it without any lecturer. If you know you are not good, just sit down and learn. Study so that you can make it.
Mr. Benzi, I would let you talk because you're also a parent. So in as much as you parent and guide the other students in your school, Central University, so you get to see and hear more of these things. Just a quick one before you advise us. Have you had any opportunity where you maybe not once, not twice, but maybe more times, a particular lecturer's name has come up? You probably are in good relation with that lecturer, and you, for whatever reason, you've had to probably talk to that lecturer before.
I work in what we call a faith-based organization, where we are very particular about those things.
Those things.
Every Wednesday, we have what we call chapel service. It's mandatory for every staff and student to attend. We have a chaplaincy that is very active in bringing students and lecturers together in various forms of faith-based activities. And that also helps a lot. We have what we call counseling,
Okay.
where we have students assigned to a particular staff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have the staff volunteering. So every year, the advert is floated. If you are a staff, most of us over there in Central University are pastors. I'm a counselor. I have lots of students who come to me for counseling. Every now and then. We meet every Thursday in one of the hostels. We do Bible study, we do counseling. So from here, I have to rush back to Pram.
We will leave you soon,
and
don't
we'll
worry.
meet this evening. We are going to discuss all these things. So for me, fortunately, because I work in a faith-based organization, these are some mechanisms we use to help
To curtail these situations.
some of these things. So it is possible. It
Yeah.
may be there, but we don't hear of it as much as in other places.
institutions.
I'm not holding brief for Central University, but
No.
it's because of the basis of our organization being a faith-based organization. That is why we have those mechanisms and we use it to help ourselves in that regard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you haven't had to encounter
No,
such
not
situations.
really.
Okay.
But it is possible.
it is possible.
It could
That
be
is
there.
Possible. That's right.
Yeah, it's
That's
possible.
right. Okay. Okay.
Having
So,
said that,
having said that,
I also want to encourage parents that please talk to your children.
very important.
The kind of life they will live out there will depend on what they take from home. They cannot give out what they don't have, and they can only have what they have from home. As it is said, charity begins at home.
That's right.
So give them the proper training, and when they go out there, they will not fall for such things. And also, I'm pleading with you students out there watching me. I beg you in the name of God, concentrate on your
Talk to
studies.
them. Talk to them.
All of you, your lives are stories in themselves. And all of us are on different journeys in different forms and in different ways. Your journey may be different from mine. Your destination may be different from mine. But you need to work to achieve your purpose, to get to your destination. I may get to my destination, get off the vehicle. You may need to continue. What it means is that you may need to do twice as much as I did to get to my destination. Don't fall for this thing. Talk to your parents. Don't find it difficult to talk to your parents. Don't find it difficult to talk to your chaplains. Don't find it difficult. Talk to your course advisors, and you'll be able to overcome this. To my fellow lecturers and other school administrators, I will not ride on the moral high horse here and play holier than thou. No. But I will say that let us all be careful the way we treat these children. They have been entrusted into our hands to aid them, to shape their future, and to mold their careers. Let us do that. But let's be careful what lines we cross and which we don't cross. You will save yourself a lot of heartache if you don't do it. That's all I can say for now.
Asam no. He said it all. And I am grateful, very, very grateful, Mr. Missy, for honoring our invitation to come on the A
Thank
show.
you very much.
You've been very, 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 very informative to us.
Thank
You've
you.
inspired us, and you've actually educated us as well. And that is all that we sought to do on this show. My dear Nyamesem, it was a pleasure having you on the A show. I love the fact that you came out boldly to share with us your story and treat a lot of us. You know, oftentimes it's not easy putting a show like this together. Let me be very honest with you, because, you know, we shy away from telling our stories. And we sit in the quiet, and sometimes we don't even share it with a soul. You die with it. You haven't done anything good for the generation. Talk about it. Together we'll find solutions to it. So I'm very happy that you were able to, because, you know, when we start doing something and we feel like, oh, I see somebody crazy doing something, I'm like, I was thinking about doing this thing, you know. It oftentimes always comes to us like that. Oh, you had a thought like, oh, doing something similar. The difference between you and the person is that you just kept it to yourself. You were not bold enough to even start it, and the other person did. Over you because will be a baby idea. Will be a real idea. One kasana one, and because we're sometimes too afraid. We are afraid of what somebody else will say and all those things. But together, if we start sharing our stories, I believe that we'd have more, you know, a very conducive atmosphere and environment to live in, because it is getting very toxic, and we need to start talking about it. Because of that, that is why, high five. I appreciate the fact that you came and we talked about it. We didn't miss our words, we said it as it is. And I hope that if you were home watching us, whenever you see this production, I want to believe that if you know somebody who is going through this, you get them to seek the right people to help them as well, because it can be very, very, very emotionally draining and stressful. So that together we help and support each other. I thank you for coming on the Ayesha.
Thank you.
Go for a short break. When we come back, Ayesha Moments will be next. We'll be right back.
It's Ayesha on the A Show.
We've come to yet another end of an episode. I trust that you have been informed. I have been, you know, and as we added our voice to talking about this social menace, because it's here with us. If you've been to school, even from secondary school, you know that this situation indeed exists. And it's not just affecting women, it's affecting men as well, and it's affecting lecturers as well. All we're saying is, if you're doing it, please put a stop to it. It is not a crime that children come to school and entrust their lives in your hands, because somewhat you will determine their future. So it is an opportunity to serve, and we trust that when parents bring their children to you, you will learn to do right by them. I want to believe that we've been very inspiring and impactful in your life. If you're watching us and you're going through this situation, know that you're not alone. Seek the right counsel and go through your school in one piece. Learn not to give in. It is just a phase that would pass. And so if you're focused, stay focused and aspire to, you know, be the top and not relent on going on the same tangent as others are. You are a winner only if you believe in it. Doing what is right today means no regret tomorrow. As you believe that, I'll come your way again next week. Thank you for watching, and I love you for watching. Bye.